This is Book Talk with Corbin. I am your host. Folks, I'm really upbeat today because, as you know, we've had about 5 people announce for the 2022 mayor's race. 5 people have announced to date, and I'm going to be doing some research on all 5 candidates. This is an important race. I am calling upon conservatives, moderates, classical liberals, Republicans, patriots throughout the city of Louisville, the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and this region to pour funds into the campaign of the candidate or candidates that is going to be the most effective in battling against this so-called progressive movement. We, the people of Louisville, the 16th largest city in the nation, one of the greatest cities in the nation, we cannot afford 4 years or more of progressive nonsense, socialist nonsense, critical race theory nonsense. We need a mayor that's about protecting the public. We need a mayor that backs the blue. We need a mayor that's talking about economic prosperity and opportunity. We need a mayor that's talking about respecting liberty. We need a mayor that's talking about racial unity and not racial divide. We need a mayor that has the character and integrity to stand up and forcefully speak against some nonsense. That type of nonsense are a group of cheerleaders experienced not too long ago. Let me talk a little bit about that story and talk about why that story is so important. Folks, it was a cheer competition happening at the convention center downtown as the parents and the young ladies were going into the competition. They're going to go compete. A group of Black Lives Matter activists using a bullhorn, signs, and things of that nature were inflicting horrible, pornographic, violent rhetoric against these young ladies and their parents. And their big thing was, you're white, you're privileged, you're bad. I'm black, I'm a victim, you owe me a check. And again, we're not talking against demonstrating. Demonstrating's great. That's protesting, demonstrating, that's as American as apple pie, honestly. And in fact, I also will go as far as to say, I encourage Black Lives Matter to go out there and demonstrate and protest. I think it's great. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful because it exposes them. We see them for what they are. It exposes them. We see them for what they are. And that's what this demonstration did. Who in their right mind does that to young people? Who in their right mind does that? Go research Medgar Evers on YouTube. Go research Booker T. Washington. Go research Monroe Trotter. And then you come back and tell me, oh yeah, they would do something like that. Are you crazy? No. That's nonsense. Go research Cesar Chavez. Go research Albert Lutuli. And then you come back and tell me, oh yeah, they would do something like that. No. Man, these people expose themselves. But here's the real thing. Here's what's important, is our response. You can't stop stupid. You cannot stop stupid. And to be honest with you, we shouldn't even try to stop stupid. Let stupid expose itself. But we can control our response to stupid. Somebody tell me how many within the so-called civil rights community condemned what happened. Said unconditionally, hey, what happened to those young ladies at cheer competition was ridiculous. How many local so-called progressives and woke crowd folks said, hey, come on now, that was ridiculous. That's bad. You don't attack children like that. How many? How many churches? How many companies? You have all these companies like Kroger trying to fall over backwards to support and promote this progressive cause and that progressive cause and attacking conservative groups. Yeah, I called you out, Kroger. And I'm a stockholder too. I called you out. Oh, but how did Kroger and all these other so-called companies that support progressive causes and support diversity and inclusion say, you know what? Abusing young people is wrong. Period. Unconditional. We don't need to add anything to that. I don't care if you're liberal, conservative. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican. I don't care if you're young or old. Clear, unconditional. That was wrong. That was wrong. And that's exactly what we need to find out from the 5 candidates who are running for mayor. We just need to ask them, hey, where do you stand on this? All 5 of them. Ask them. Don't debate with them. We're not talking about a debate, just ask them. And then if they give a written response and or verbal response, get it back to people like me. Get it back to Dr. Frank Simon. We'll take it from there. Get it back to share it with your friends and family members on social media. Again, when you ask them the question, hey, where do you stand on this? What's your reaction to that? What are some of your thoughts on that? Don't debate them. No debate. And then get what they said. Then let's post it. And then based on what you said, I want you to remember that. That's one thing I want you to remember as you go vote. Folks, we can put a patriot as mayor of Louisville, Kentucky. We can get that. If number one, if we get we fund the patriotic candidates. We fund a moderate to conservative candidate. If we get behind the moderate conservative candidate, if we expose these left-wing progressive woke people, etc., if we expose them, and if we go out and vote, go out and vote, and go out and vote with our identification in hand, and encourage our friends and family members to vote, to vote, to vote with their identification in hand. We can do this. We have to do this. This is Book Talk with Corbin. I'm your host.